What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This Professor Goodfeels here. I didn't think I was going to do another video, but something else kind of just hit my mind, and I'm just trying to keep it going as effectively as I possibly can. I am starting to get a little sleepy, I will admit, but what the hell. I want to talk about I think a very common stereotype now. And this one's going more towards the ladies because I see this quite a bit on y'all's, and I want to kind of touch base on it through my personal experiences and things of that nature. Now, I've seen a lot of memes. I've seen a lot of people saying, and I've heard a lot of people saying things about like what it is to keep a man. Now, I have my own personal take on that as a man personally, and what it is that I desire for my woman and other guys that I've spoken to as well on this kind of subject. And that is, well, the false thing that's been taught, the lie that's been taught to a lot of women nowadays, especially women who are around my age, because I'm 25. One of the biggest lies was taught that all you have to do is be able to physically please your man. That's involving sexual acts, massaging him, whatever. Cook for him, provide meals, stuff like that. Clean up the house, and pretty much just stay quiet. That's really one of the lies that's been taught. That's why you got a lot of women nowadays, like say for example, and this is no offense to anybody necessarily in particular, but when I see a lot of women on their stories, they Snapchats, they Instagram and stuff like that, I'm not gonna say I never, but you rarely ever hear somebody talking about something. Talking about something real. And again, I'm not talking about nobody in particular. If you feel like you fall in this category, then that's your own perception. But I'm just speaking on what it is that I see and certain things that I believe. When you see a lot of women on these little things or whatever, all they doing is really just singing somebody else's song and not getting paid for it. Dancing and stuff like that. Really, in my opinion, nothing. I'm just gonna be honest, nothing. I don't see nothing. Personally, me. That's how I see it. And again, I still feel like that falls into that typical stereotype because you see somebody famous maybe doing the same thing. It kind of trickles down to the rest of the masses, especially to the kids. When you're in school and stuff like that, they're talking about the latest and greatest, blah, blah, blah. That's how trends start to kind of form or whatever. And my thing is like, to keep a man, and this is what I personally believe in, you can do those other things as well. Those other things are great, but that's not the full extent of who you are as a woman, as an individual. Anybody can pretty much do those simple things. You know what I'm saying? What is it about you that makes you different? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I like to see a woman that sticks out from the crowd. I like to see a woman that's not afraid to be her authentic self. That's not afraid to question something that she just personally doesn't believe in. Nowadays, when you question something, it's pretty much, oh, you're this and that, and you just get to be criticized all the way. No, I'm not saying that you have to, what is what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to be judgmental necessarily, towards people like this. I'm not saying that you have to be shunned or anything like that. I'm just saying, don't be disrespectful, but don't be afraid to express yourself. That's the meat of it. Sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy, but that's the general meat of it. Because I feel like, not only for me, but I feel like most men need to be mentally stimulated. That's just what it is. I feel like a guy really needs. Now, boys and stuff like that, it's different for them. But I'm saying that, in my opinion, I feel like a man must be mentally stimulated by his woman. He must be able to come home and have a good conversation with him. That don't mean y'all got to sit around and talk about physics or anything like that, but you must be able to connect with him on a mental level and an emotional level. A man needs emotional stimulation as well. Believe it or not, yes, we do. But a lot of times, like I said, one of the greatest stereotypes and one of the greatest lies that's been taught to people is that, okay, a man just needs to be able to have a lot of money. He need to have a big dick or whatever. He need to have his car, his house or whatever, and then that's enough for his woman. A woman needs to be able to give good head. She needs to be able to cook. She needs to know how to be quiet and pretty much listen to a man and stuff like that. Those are lies, personally. Those are lies. Like I said, a couple of them, yeah, it's good quality. Good sex is great, don't get me wrong, but that's not the full extent of a real relationship and a real connection with someone. That's not going to cut it. You can go out and get sex from pretty much almost anybody, depending on who you are, but you can go ahead and get that. That's easy to get. It's easier nowadays to get sex than it is to get somebody to be vulnerable with you, to open up with you, you know what I'm saying? To be loyal, to commit to you. Not just saying, okay, cool, I'm not gonna have sex with anybody, but to be, it's almost like this person is bathing themselves in you. That is a hell of a lot more difficult to get than sex. I don't care what anybody says. With everything that's going on nowadays, that's incredibly difficult. So to build that kind of relationship, it requires connection. It requires mental connection, emotional, physical, spiritual connection. It requires you to take some time out to be with that person and create bonds. When y'all go to the movies, when y'all go hang out, when y'all chill at the house, when y'all playing the game together, when y'all just sitting around having them long conversations, as I mentioned on one of my posts, I love having them long 4-hour conversations with someone I'm interested in. Hell, 5-hour conversations, just chilling or whatever. I love those moments because that's bonding time. You need to be able to have that kind of bond with someone. You need to be able to, okay, sit down and have a conversation. Be able to sit down in silence with that person and still not feel like, okay, it doesn't feel awkward anymore. When you're at that stage with another individual, you are comfortable. You are relaxed. You feel good. You feel safe. You feel secure. That is where you want to be with in your relationship. You don't want it to be awkward because the things that I mentioned, the stereotypes that I mentioned, are just nothing but bullshit and nonsense, which leads to being awkward. Because then when it's time to have a real conversation, have a real connection, say somebody's having a bad day or they're hurt or whatever, they come to you, you don't know how to handle it because you're so accustomed to the previous encounters that y'all have had. Or that person doesn't know how to come to you. So those things right there is what's really gonna mess up a relationship with y'all. So I really wanted to kind of put this out there just as that particular part for the ladies, because I just recently seen a meme pretty much saying, these kind of things or whatever and what so on and so forth. I kind of want to address on that because again, I'm trying to get people to awaken to a higher version of themselves. Don't fall for none of this bullshit, y'all. I know it's difficult because we were taught these kind of things for many, many years. But it is possible to wake up from these things. All it takes is the will to do so. You have to have that want. You have to have that desire. Growth will not happen unless you want it to happen. So that's pretty much just the gist of it. I am getting quite tired, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I may even make another video. I don't know. I know I'm just doing my best shit right now and I ain't gotta go to work and I'm feeling real good about myself, motherfucker. So y'all take it easy, stay smooth like butter, slick like hair grease, smile, walk tall, and be proud of who you are. Accept who you are. It is a beautiful damn day out here, y'all. Y'all just, man, it feels real good, especially me just looking out my window right now, seeing the trees. Nature is beautiful as well. But that's really all I want to say. If y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, y'all want a video or something like that out too. If you want me to make a video about you, and provided that I know you well enough, I will make a personal inspirational video just specifically for you because I've done it before and I got a couple more that I'm going to make. So, yeah. Love and peace, y'all. Keep that good energy going. Y'all take it easy.